Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here, bringing you some more naval action. So, there was a bit of an issue with the servers earlier. You were not able to get into battles. This lasted most of the day, and I've jumped back on and immediately been pounced on by an AI Trincomalee. This is going to be a fairly rough match. However, I'm fairly confident that we'll be able to pull through. Especially as the Trincomalee seems to have a weakness to fire. I was actually messing around. I captured one earlier and was piloting it for a little while. And the same thing happened to me, actually. I took one broadside and erupted in flames. Didn't die, of course. And I doubt this Trincomalee will sink either. But it's not the best thing to have in a ship. Mind you, that is taking its time. Perfectly fine for us, of course. Oops. Old habits die hard. Ooh, that fire is roaring nicely. I think we might be leaving at this point. Because I'm fairly certain that's going to blow. You never know, but that doesn't look good. Look at that. Quite a nice little texture change. Got very lucky there, didn't take too much fire. Oof. Not sure if that was a minor explosion from their ship or if the fire just caused damage to the masts. Huh. Well, not bad really, catching our first explosion like this. Haven't actually been present for one as of yet. Admittedly, still haven't been present for one technically. Yeah, always going to be a bit short there. Judging by the look there, not much they're going to be able to do. Wow. Just goes to show, if you get caught on fire, throw your crew on survival quickly and hope that you don't get your rare section shot again. Because that is brutal. Well, we'll keep a respectable distance until the fire burns out. If it doesn't explode. Of course, I imagine the rudder is out of commission, so they wouldn't be able to turn even if they wanted to. just moved out of range. This will probably also be a good indication of the location of the magazine on the Trincomalee, as the fire slowly works its way up through the ship. We'll see at what point it explodes. Or they might just sink first, to be honest. And get some repairs underway. Yeah, they just sunk instead. Well, slightly disappointing, but regardless, it's an exciting start to the first part of today's episode. I was worried we were going to have a tough fight there, but we got very, very lucky. Turns out the AI does not handle fires particularly well. Just wait for the repairs to kick in, and then we'll pop back into open world. I honestly have no idea where we are at the moment. I was sailing blind for a little while and hopping off and reading up on some stuff, and came back and was trying to run myself aground, and I'm like, probably should leave it here, seeing as battles aren't working. We come back to this mess. Still, surprise, excellent ship. Looking forward to using it more in the future. Alright, here we go. What do we get for that? Decent. I mean, seeing as we didn't have to do anything, it's fantastic. I'm just going to destroy this, because they're not worth anything. We can't sell them yet. And they just sit up taking inventory. I'm not going to have more than one, especially if they're grey. Don't really want to keep them around if they are. But I'll hang on to them just in case I want to do a particular build, which will help. Okay. Where are we? That is the question. Alright, should probably take it out of British chat, but it's where all the action is for me. Melenborg. I have no idea where I am. We are completely lost. I expect this is just one of the islands on the main chain, probably up near the Virgin Islands. Don't think we're quite far enough north to be at the British Virgin Islands. So we'll work our way towards that landmass over there. And, yeah, see if we can pick up a fight with anyone. 42 players online, so not a bad chance of running into someone. And all these vast oceans. It's actually quite amazing how often you run into people. I bet I spell everyone right. So, in general, things seem to be going fairly well for open world. Progressing as normal. Someone commented the models seemed a bit smoother in their sailing in open world, which is nice. Though I wouldn't have expected that to be something that I'll notice for quite a while. So I think one of those trickier things, balancing out the game's speed, because it is time compressed, with natural looking movements and fluid looking oceans, that sort of stuff. Naturally the ships aren't too animated in open world apart from the sails. So, you know, raising them, lowering them. fairly standard, looks basically the same as it does in not sea trials, well, sort of sea trials, but also the battles in open world, which are distinctively more refined. Coral Bay. Okay. No, I have no idea where we are. I am terrible with names, so of course I will never remember most of these locations in relation to each other. I should really bring up a map one moment. So, we are sailing southeast from Coral Bay. Where are we going to end up? One of those nice things is, to a degree, a lot of the names are somewhat similar to today's, or at least many of the cities. Actually, because I was using Google Maps, many of the cities have landmarks related to their old names. All right. So we are actually up in the British Virgin Isles. Well, that would explain why I'm not too familiar with everything here. So Spanish Town will be up that way, which, well, we may as well go and pick a fight with some Spaniards. I actually don't know who owns Spanish Town. Slightly embarrassing. One of the slightly amusing things is, of course, a lot of ports around the Caribbean. Like, a lot. And in time compression, it often feels a bit silly. Like, one port there, one port there. But of course, that's a sizable journey. And if it's a major trade hub, well, you don't want to get somewhere, find that you can't dock or whatever, and then have to sail for a week or more to another island. So if you find a nice sheltered bay area like that, you're probably going to want to have multiple ports, which can take a variety of ship types. That's the thing, right? I hear, time compression is absolutely necessary to get around this place. I mean, it's a huge, huge landscape. And, excuse me. I'm sorry, an attack of the sneezes. Spanish Town. Okay, it's Great Britain. Oh, it's shallow water. What was I saying? There are, some people are kind of like, would prefer to see realistic sailing times, but would be insane. This isn't a hardcore simulation. And while I am a fan of some hardcore simulations, to balance the fun in a game like this, you really need that time compression. I honestly would not want to be stuck traveling for a week to get somewhere in real time. And I mean, even as it is now, it can feel like a very long time. I think it takes about 2 hours to run the whole map with favorable winds. I say the whole map, I mean, from far points to far points, kind of thing. And you don't really do that often. I haven't done it. I have very little interest in doing it, to be honest. I like travelling around. I like being able to see the islands, even though they are very bare bones. Mostly just clusters of huge palm trees the size of ships. Ship sizing, that'll be a factor, certainly. But I mean, can you imagine how silly these look if these were, like, realistically heighted palm trees? Because everything's proportionally askew. and it kind of works. At least for me, I find that it doesn't look so horrifically out of place. I'd love to see them do leeward and windward stuff with the islands, different growth densities based on the fact you've got rain falling on one side predominantly and that sort of stuff, but I'm not too familiar with how those are meant to look, or would have looked at the time in the Caribbean. I'm more familiar with the Pacific. Please excuse the awkward cut. Was travelling along, minding my own business, and had a bit of a driver issue. I ended up popping back to English Harbour just so I could quickly log off and fix said problems. Anyway, we were jabbering about something unimportant, so what we'll do is not attack our allies. We'll leave you for the moment, actually cut away properly, and we'll come back once we have something interesting to show you guys. Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here. Well, at the moment we are in hot pursuit. We have a sizable fleet in pursuit of a single Swedish Trincomalee, a Master and Commander in a Trincomalee, a Post Captain in a Trincomalee, and a Constitution. However, based on their location... Oh, and we've also got another surprise as well. And that looks like another surprise. This is rather harsh treatment for a single ship. However, this is a great example of coordination, as everyone's kind of come together in pursuit of a single villainous ship. Though it is a bit of a less than honourable, shall we say, tactic. Goodness knows, though, it's all fair in love and war. I've been bullied and been known to bully myself in this game, so I certainly have no rights to complain. Question is, will he be able to reach a neutral or home port in time? We are, of course, not able to keep up with him, as we are only in a surprise. Looking at the performance of, who is it, the Master and Commander in the Trincomalee? Rippold. We might just switch up to a Trin, to be honest. It does put us down about 90 crew. However, it's also a Trin, which means 6 guns, a lot more speed. Even if we account for the fact that, the handling is not going to be as smooth, it might just be worth the shift. Well, in any case, the entire engagement has slipped from our ability to do anything. All we can do now is hope that somebody catches them. And ideally, of course, this will result in a large player-versus-player skirmish with fellow Swedes coming to help their beleaguered ally. But that's wishful thinking, to be sure. Well, in any case, we'll probably cut again, and if we do catch them, I will pop back in. See you shortly. Well, after a chase, we have unfortunately lost all the other ships. We headed south around the lower section of Dominica, and pursued them out northeast until dawn rose, and I'm unable to see any of our compatriots. And so it is thusly that I'm going to make our way back to more civilized waters, and hope to not be intercepted on my way back. I think that's Barbados down there. In the meantime, I'll probably cut the episode here for today. Not too much interesting happening, just a little bit of a chase, a little bit of a battle. As always, it's been Death Stimulator. If you did enjoy the video, do let us know, and please consider liking, commenting, favouring or subscribing, as your support does mean the world to me. And I'll see you all next time.